This is BoomerLife on CISL 650.
And here is the best part. You have a head start if you are among the very young at heart.
And welcome back to the show on CISL 650. Today
let's keep that song going.
You like that song? Okay, we'll have that the next time you're on. Make a note. Andy likes that one. Vice President of Marketing and Corporate Relations at ElementLifestyle Retirement, and our special guest today is Dr. John Gilbert, Independent Director at ElementLifestyle, and we hope to have you back. So it'd be great to have you. Candy's of course going to be back. Now we want to talk a little bit about Opal by Element. Now I referenced it a little while ago that it's in my neighborhood, King Edward and Cambie, and there's the Canada line there. If people want to jump, if they're still able to use transit, or you can have somebody in the facility take you somewhere, and it's a wonderful location. So kind of paint us a picture of what this is going to look like. It's pretty much a city block that you've got there, and you're going to have, as you mentioned earlier, some rental units, units for sale. You're going to have care provided at different levels depending on what you need. But there's a lot of other stuff that's there, and people get excited when they hear about maybe the facility for the grandkids to come over. So you have a sort of a noisy room, right?
Yep.
Explain how that works.
So everything that we do is about choice and flexibility, honoring everybody's unique personalities, and also about building memories and having dynamic experiences and explorations. So every aspect of programming has that in mind. So we have some that are for passive and introvert types, a very zen type of wellness spa space that you do more restorative and passive types of holistic complementary type wellness, so yoga and tai chi and qigong. But then even yoga can be intergenerational. We'll have family yoga, and we have already found an instructor who's specially certified for geriatric and family children's yoga. And that same person with her child educating certification would be able to run our intergenerational program that brings together elders and their grandkids, or if they do not have grandkids but love the energy and purity of children, they can, in a structured and facilitated kind of program, be able to tell their life stories and what they have learned through life experience, not so much maybe what they did for work or career, but character growth.
What they learned, yeah. Now, you also have like a place where families can eat together.
Yeah,
right?
So we have a main dining room that has tables that can be put together or taken apart. We have a communal table for the ones that are very culinary inclined and like to watch the action and feel the energy of a vibrant kitchen. We also have a private function room that is not just a dining room. It's also a living room setup that supplies board games so that when children come, they do not feel like they're coming just to be a good kid. And
sit there and you know what they do? They sit there and look at their phone.
Yeah, at least there's space out in the digital thing, right? Yeah. But elders don't want to feel like they are burdening or obligating the next generations. They want to come and they can feel whether that child is coming because they truly want to or just must. So when they come there, then the adults, if they're having that amazing conversation that we hope they will have for 3 or 4 hours, the kids can still be in that space and playing with each other, and they don't have to sit still. They don't have to be quiet. So it's an enclosed and sound insulated room. But there's also, we have a portable barbecue. You can take that up onto our rooftop that has stunning views of the mountains and downtown. And on the south side of that rooftop, we have the entire building is planters supplying our farm-to-table culinary concept, but also another opportunity for bonding and contributing to the community. The residents can plant and harvest their own vegetables and herbs, and they can do that with younger generations. And our recreation coordinators can create opportunities for them to take it out to farmers markets to sell together. And then in the chef's table or open display kitchen, they can invite friends or invite family and kids included to make ice cream and pasta and pizza together, things that they cannot do even in the comfort of home because they may not have the equipment, they might not have access to certain special ingredients, they just may not have the skills. But there's a lot of elderly women, especially the nurturing women, but a lot of men too, who love to cook and then share recipes with each other and teach the next generation. So all those sorts of experiences are are meant to bring people together in a more meaningful way, as opposed to sit there and then everybody's on their phone or iPad, the younger people.
I walk by this location every day with my dog on the way up to Queen Elizabeth Park. And when I get to the top of Queen Elizabeth Park, it's a pretty good hike up the top of that hill. It's called Little Mountain for a reason. I see all of the elders doing their Tai Chi up there every morning.
Yes.
And they have actually renovated, it's probably been in the last 10 years, but they've renovated the whole top of Little Mountain to have all of these covered areas. And you see all the groups every day, and I walk by with my wife, and the people say hello. And I can see that's a strong community, right?
Yeah.
And somebody living down the hill could still go and do that.
Yes, or they could do it on a rooftop. That's how I actually designed it. That exactly what I had in mind, that you can go up for fresh air and this stunning view and then do your yoga or Tai Chi or Qigong up there.
So is it Tai Chi they're doing up at top of Queen Elizabeth Park? Is that pretty much
it is. Yeah, it is Tai Chi.
All right. All right. So that's, I can see that community just moving down the hill a little bit.
We will have community being welcomed. So a lot of it will be residents. So, but sometimes we will invite community organizations to come in, because we don't want them to just be in this little space and have no connection to anybody else.
Dr. Gilbert, do you have any information you can provide around as people get older, the connection they need to have with younger people? Does it help with their cognitive ability? Do you know anything about that, or do you have any experience firsthand? I could imagine that, as you mentioned, being shuttered away on your own, you don't have the same experiences that if you were around younger people.
Well, there's certainly a lot of data that says to be around younger people is certainly good for your mental health. That's for sure. But I think that that's not the issue for growing old. I think what Opal's trying to do is to say this is not about getting unhealthy as you get older. It's about keeping everything healthy.
Right.
Which means that even if you don't have an extended family, you're mentally there, you're physically there because of the activities which are provided by this particular facility. And that's really, really important. I know I go to Little Mountain, I go to Hillcrest to indoor lawn bowl.
Oh, yeah.
Let me tell you.
Indoor, I didn't know they had it there.
It's amazing.
I know they have the curling there, but there's indoor lawn bowling. I gotta go check that out. Okay.
And it's the only one in Canada.
Okay.
And
really?
It's a really, really amazing facility. And I know that the people that come they're all very mentally agile because they bowl every day, literally. I don't. But so I think that the notion of having an extended family is good if you do have an extended family in terms of mental health. But the notion that's inherent in Opal is, even if you don't, we're going to give you those things which we know from evidence says keeps your brain active, keeps you active, and keeps you healthy as long as we can keep you healthy.
I have a funny story. My neighbor lived a block away. She sold her house, I guess 2 years ago. There's a new home there. It was a little old bungalow, and her name is Bee. And when she left, she was 97 years old. And Bee used to walk by every single day with her red coat on. Sweetest lady. I've lived in my neighborhood for 18 years, so I've known her for many years. Hi, Bee. How are you? Oh, I'm great. Are you going bowling? Yes, I'm going bowling. And do you know what her line was? Because she would go down to Grandview Lanes, right? She says, I'm going bowling, but not lawn bowling, because that's for old people. At 97. Right?
That's a mistake, because the average age of the bowlers in British Columbia is 55.
Well, I just think it's a funny story because her perception was, but she had that community. Every single day she went on transit and went over to Commercial Drive to go bowling with her peeps and hang out every day, and then she came back, and that was her group. So I can totally see what you mean. You're trying to build it all in one place.
And I don't want them to feel old. Why is there a shame about being old anyway?
That's her society.
Look at the Queen.
Pardon me? The Queen, yes.
You should be proud of being old, because that means you've got life experience and wisdom. What's wrong with being, that's for old people. That's great.
I thought it was great coming from her.
And then to me, old is like 152 these days.
Yeah, I always like
There's
watching
lots of
the shows
healthier
where they do
people.
the birthdays and people are 100 plus. I think it's great. Well, it's been a wonderful conversation. Our thanks to Dr. John Gilbert, our very first Order of Canada guest we've had on the show. It's been great that you've been here.
Oh, my honor.
And Candy Ho, of course, from Opal by Element. And where's your display center? It's at
City Square.
City Square, near the
So
Kieran
that-
restaurant there,
yes,
right?
Exactly. So 12th and Cambie, and there's parking underneath, and then the focus groups there will allow community to envision retirement differently. And
Well, we're going to have you back soon to talk more about it. That's all the time we have for this week's show. I'm Zach Spencer. You're listening to Boomer Life on CL 650.